everybody. This is Don Smith, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Beyond the Lens, where we talk everything photography. And today I want to talk about a workshop that's very unique and one that I look forward to every year. You know, I get asked a lot, Don, what are your favorite workshops that you do each year? It's hard for me to pick a favorite because I only do workshops in areas that I like to go as a photographer myself. That's the honest answer. This one is held in Monument Valley every December, and it was an idea that was spurred on by my friend and partner Ron Modra, who actually did a trip out with another friend to Monument Valley prior to COVID and started to meet some local people who he talked into posing for him and his friend. And then he approached me with the idea of doing this as a workshop for our clients. And while I'm actually recording this video, I'm going to be leaving in 2 days to go out to Monument Valley for the 2023 edition. We decided to put this workshop in December, and we decided to not only add the beauty of Monument Valley as landscape, but also to offer our clients a chance to do what Ron was doing and what I got to do when I went out. And that was photographing some of the local Navajo people who get into full traditional Navajo gear. And it's a lot of fun. And we've made some really good friends out in Monument Valley over the years of doing this. And I'm happy to say that we are going to be offering this workshop again in 2024. It's already sold out for 2023 and has been sold out for quite a while. But you can jump on my website, Don at donsmithphotography.com, or Ron's website, ronaldcmodra.com, and click on our workshop pages, and you can go ahead and get your name on a waiting list. Now, we're going to have something a little different for this workshop. We are not taking payment until we know for certain we have a permit. We've been told we will, but as is the Navajo way, everything has to go in front of the tribal council. And as soon as we hear, which should be in about February, we will go ahead and start taking deposits. But you can jump ahead, send me an email, Don at donsmithphotography, and either I or Barry will get you added to the list. And I'm telling you, it's a fantastic workshop. So this is unique. I wouldn't say, again, I don't have favorites. When I come time for this workshop, then I would say this is my favorite. I really enjoy every workshop I do, but this one is unique. And I can't really say that about any other workshops we do, simply because we don't involve the human form in any other workshop. So I think the best way to show you this and to discuss it is just to take a look at some pictures I've shot over the last workshops that we've done out at Monument Valley. And let's take a peek. So we're going to start out with one that was captured out at John Ford Point, the famous director that did a lot of the Westerns out in Monument Valley. And they named this John Ford Point because John Ford included this in the majority of the movies he filmed. He absolutely loved this area. And the day we went out there, there happened to be a cowboy with a horse, and we talked him into getting on the horse and obviously paid for his services and had him ride out. We could see that the shadow was approaching John Ford Point, and we wanted him out there prior to, and we got him out there prior to the shadow coming in, and we got him out there. And then we just said, hang tight, let's let the shadow cover you up and we can get a beautiful silhouette. And we had these nice decorator clouds in the sky, and it made for a really cool picture. So a lot of what we do in the workshop is strictly landscape, or it's a blend of the human form with the beautiful landscape. And excuse me for that. This is another one that we did. This was last year. We did 2 workshops in December back to back. And we've been told that we will not ever be allowed to do back-to-back workshops again, but that's okay. So don't hesitate in getting into the next one. But we had snow for both workshops. We woke up 2 mornings in both workshops and we had fresh snow on the ground. And this is Ear of the Wind at a location that you can't get in without guides. Now, everything we do out there is with guides. We're fully permitted by the Navajos on Navajo Nation. Everything has to be on the up and up, which all our workshops are anyway. But I would say more so than the national parks, the Navajos are very, very careful with everything we do. All our shoots have to be approved. All our locations have to be approved. This is one of a friend of ours, an elder whose name is Helen. And she's just as full of life as you see in this image. And we get invited down to her hogan down at the left mitten. And I honestly can't really tell you if any other workshop could ever get you inside one of these traditional hogans where these people actually live. And Helen, over the years, has made hers available for us to come down. Another one of her friends, and I'm sorry, I'm just blanking on the name. It's early out here while I'm recording this. This is also in the hogan. And it looks as if we've got strobes on these people, but we don't. There's no flash photography allowed in this workshop. And there is absolutely no taking the images and allowing our clients to sell them afterwards. That's the contract we've made with the Navajos. So if your intention is to bring flash or to try to sell your images, then you can't do it. This is actually lit by a door to camera left. That's coming through the hogan and allowing the light to come in. You see the beautiful 2 catch lights in her eyes. I can't remember if there was a window over my shoulder also that's possibly allowing for that double look. Here was one of the mornings that we got up, and this wasn't even our first view. We shot at the rim, which I think I have those pictures coming up in a moment. And this was actually a secondary location that we went to. We just had our guide, we had all these locations laid out. And when you're with a local guide, they know the areas, they know the elevations, they know the best places that the snow will stay. You can already see that the snow started melting down in the valley. This one might look really familiar. I'm going to have a few of these in that I'm going to show you. This is from Forrest Gump Point. And the famous scene where Forrest Gump is running, if you can remember Tom Hanks, and then he looks up at the camera and he's got a group of people follow him and he says, "I think I'm done now." This is where that scene was shot. We take people out at sunrise. We even get them out on the road. We station people, Ron and my wife Barry, so no cars are coming. We keep it very, very careful. And we're out pretty early in the morning when there's really no traffic out on this highway anyway, and we get this scene. Here's the one of the 2 workshops last year where we woke up and we were supposed to go sunrise, but we just had everybody delay and walk right outside our hotel. And by the way, our hotel is The View, which is the only hotel that is actually on the rim of the park. So this is what you're looking at right outside. You step right outside your room, basically, and you're looking at this scene. And very beautiful. Also, this upcoming year, in 2024, we're going to time this workshop to coincide with a full moon rise over the left and right mittens you see there, and that's Merrick Butte to the right. And this will rise at sunset, not sunrise. And we've timed the workshop out to coincide with that, and it's a beautiful, beautiful sight if you've never seen that. And now you're going to have the opportunity to actually photograph it. Here's another scene from Forrest Gump Point. We get some very cool skies, and you can see that light starts to sweep in from camera left, very low, lights up the mittens, and just really, you see that tower on the left there. We've been told that is a tower that Tom Cruise climbed for one of his movies. I can't remember the name of it, where he's out climbing. He's doing rock climbing, these rock climbing scenes. Right along the side of that, and they filmed it with a helicopter camera inside a helicopter. That's the rock he climbed. We also added last year, and this was really cool, and we're going to have them this year and again for 2024, an authentic hoop dancer. And what we do is we bring them up on the rim. This was right around an hour before sunset, but it was an overcast evening, which actually worked out really beautiful as far as the lights and the dramatic sky. And again, we give you the mittens and Merrick Butte as a background. We've got a location picked out where he will go and perform, and he's amazing with what he can do. He's won a lot of competitions. He's also a local that lives out in the Monument Valley area. Another model, one of the shoots we do is up on the rim. People ask, well, what time are you doing this shoot? I believe we start this one around, we do a sunrise shoot down in the valley and a secondary. We come up and have breakfast. And probably around 10:30ish or so, we start this shoot. And because it's wintertime, because it's in December, the sun angle's very low. We're about a week and a half out, 2 weeks out from winter solstice. So the light is really low and sweeping. And we're able to move the models around up on the rim. Again, I told you these are in no specific order. Here was another morning in one of the two workshops we had. Right outside the parking area of the View Hotel. And I was just ecstatic, and so was our clients and both of them, because I had never, ever had a chance to photograph Monument Valley in the snow. And here I got two chances, snowed overnight, wake up 2 mornings, and to walk out with no tracks. We're the first ones out there. You can even see the road down below. No tire tracks had gone out. None of the guides were out at that time, and we just had it remarkable, really. So it's, we're fingers crossed we get it each year. I can't guarantee weather, though. Here's the same shot on another morning. This might have been on 2 consecutive mornings. And in the wintertime, there's that road I'm talking about. We tend to get really dramatic skies. And the sun here is coming up from camera right, back up over that plateau on the far right over there. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful sight. And we get out there right as dawn is breaking, and we shoot the first light. It's really cool. We also get some reflections if there's rain. Now, there has to be rain to create the puddles out there, but if we do get it, the guides know where to go because they're out every day with us. Not only with us, but they're out there prior to us arriving. So they know where the puddles are, and they'll get us there. And hopefully if you come out, we can get you a really cool looking reflection. And as I said, we do time these around the moon. Now, unfortunately, this year in 2023, we couldn't because the full moon rise is coming right around Christmas, or the 26th. I believe is full moon this year. So we couldn't obviously put the workshop over the Christmas holidays, but next year it will be a couple weeks earlier. I believe we're going to start this one on the 11th. I don't have my notes in front of me here, so please check out on our website. It may be the 12th. I think it's the same dates that we are doing them this year, but the full moon cycle happens to land during those dates next year. Now, we can also play, this is just post-processing here. This is, again, one of the shoots we had up on the rim. You can see we had a cloudy day, and I wanted to just make like this was a really old-style looking image that was created back in the day, and I did this in Nix software. You can have just a ton of fun photographing these models, and they're used to posing. So you can ask them really to kind of look in whatever direction, smile, not smile. I directed all 3 here. We get a horse that we rent. There's a corral nearby, and we get a horse to add some more value to the shoot, make it look a little more authentic. Another one where people say, what's the best lenses? Well, I can go back here and say this was shot with the 24-105. Then I moved in closer with the 24-105 and wanted to put the left mitten just a little bit out of focus, and you can really play around with what you want to do. And then again, inside of Nick, actually, I don't think this was in Nick. I think I used textured overlays on this one, or a combination of the both. Here's a family that we had pose for us. That was last year. This is really cool. We do typically on the first day go up to Teardrop Arch, and we can play around at sunset. We will get a model up for you inside the arch. And if you've never been to Teardrop, it's a e-ticket ride just getting out there, but it's a lot of fun. They actually get us very close. There's not a whole lot of walking involved. And we have an area that we go to, you're going to see in a moment, just before this. There it is. And we start out there. And then over to camera right, there is like a huge gully. So we have to get back in the cars, drive back around, and then we get you over to Teardrop. But I like to turn a lot of these shoots over to Ron to do the direction, because Ron worked 27 years with Sports Illustrated and shot close to 80 covers and did a lot of directing of athletes for the covers, and is really good with posing models and reading light and finding just cool locations to get the models into. So we call these types of shoots environmental portraits. So we're in the environment, something we would maybe normally shoot anyway, but adding the human form to it makes it really cool. Another environmental portrait. This one was definitely played around with in Nick's software. I just have a blast with that software. And Nick is part of the DxO software, you guys, in case you were wondering. Back in the Hogan, this is mom and daughter. And we do mix up the models each year. I believe this woman will be with us this year. I'm not sure if her daughter will. It's going to depend on school, what day it falls on, that type of thing. This guy, Larry's been with us for a number of years. Unfortunately, Larry won't be with us this year. He has a little bit of a medical issue he's dealing with, but he's going to be fine. And this was out, I'm not sure if I'm standing right on Jodenford Point or just down from it. But we were goofing around, and I just told Larry, I say, try to lasso me. he threw the rope at me, but fortunately just to the side. And it was kind of cool because we had the moon up right behind him there. This woman will be with us this year and next. This lady's name is Candace. She is a professional model who lives out there, does a lot of posing. And Candace is not only very beautiful, has very beautiful costumes, but is very, very comfortable in front of the camera. We just had this really cool foggy morning. And if you just see images, this is a juniper tree that was behind her that I couldn't quite incorporate into the shot. And I noticed this headdress of hers was really cool, so I just had her turn around and moved her over by the tree. This one I call 3 Generations, and I had just had this up about a month ago on my Facebook site, and was one of the highest commented pictures I had up all year long. So these are the type of things, again, we do up on the rim. In total, we give you about 5 or 6 different locations with various models. So there's a lot to shoot. This is just one I was playing with. This could be, was I shooting it from way up across on a mountaintop looking down on a canyon wall? Or actually, this was just some sand, some of the reddish sand that's out there. And I was walking back off a trail right after it had snowed and just kind of made a cool little close-up shot. Totem pole, the very famous totem pole, will definitely get you out there to photograph. It's just, we get off. If you've ever been to Monument Valley, you know you're on a loop road that you have to stay on. But with the guides, we can get you into locations you can't get into on your own, and you can only do it with the guides. And we may even try one night photography, but I think the moon for 2023, this workshop, we'll definitely get one in because we won't have the moon. But in 2024, the moon's going to be up, and but we'll see if we can get one early in the morning for you. Back over to Totem Pole. This is another one at sunrise. We typically will go out for a sunrise shoot at Totem Pole. So you can see there's just a bevy of different locations to shoot that are just incredible. This is called the Eagle's Eye. We get people underneath this arch looking up, and we're actually laying on a piece of sandstone rock on our backs, hand holding, looking straight up at this. And it's just a really kind of cool shot. The guides are just amazing at getting you and knowing where to put you, because they just do this all year long. Another model we had up on the rim. So I think that might be the last one in the show. But hey, we're sold out, as I said, this year. I'm really looking forward in a couple days to getting out, hooking up with Ron. We're going to fly to Phoenix and drive up. But the website is open. Send us an email again. There's instructions on the website. I'm going to leave my email address and my website below in the comments section. And all you have to do is send us an email and say, can you please add me to the list for the 2024 Monument Valley Workshop, and Barry will get you taken care of. And we'll see you out there in 2024. So I hope this kind of whetted your appetite, showed you why I think that this, of all the workshops I do, I can really say this one is unique in that we work with models and in the landscape and the landscape by itself. So hey, until next time, guys and girls, stay creative. It's great for the soul, and we'll see you next week.